Hello and welcome back to the Gubba Homestead. I'm Gubba and today is a very important video. I am down here in my basement pantry cellar and I'm going to be discussing with you long-term food storage. I am very passionate about food storage. I think everybody should have a food storage, and today's video is specifically about long-term food storage, which is what is behind me. The reasons why everybody should have a food storage, which starts in your kitchen by just bulking up on things that you eat, like more cans of beans, is because you really never know what's going to happen. It doesn't mean that you're prepping for the end of the world. Maybe something happens where you lose a job, someone in your family loses a job, or you have to help out some friends, neighbors. You just don't know. So it's always better to be prepared. That's how I like to look at it. I love to feel prepared and secured. And specifically, a long-term food storage, which you can work up to, is something where you have food that lasts 10 to 30 years. And what I have behind me is number 10 cans. And these are one of the things that I have in my long-term food storage. I also have 5-gallon buckets filled with Mylar bags I use oxygen absorbers for. And I also have Mylar bags that I use for my freeze dryer and the contents that I freeze dry. I also have jars of food that I have safely and properly canned that go into my long-term food storage, but I can also use them as needed. And what's great about canning is the food is stored up, ready to go when you need it, but also lasts a long time on the shelf. And with something like canning, you just use your eyes and your nose to sense if there is anything off to make sure that food is still safe to eat. So in these boxes, which is a bulk of my long-term food storage, I have more boxes than this, are my number 10 cans, which look like this. Number 10 cans are a great, amazing thing for long-term food storage. And I got these specifically at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They're Bishop's storehouses. You don't have to be a member to shop there. You can just look it up online, see if there's one near you, and then you can go and order what you need. And it's so amazing because they have wheat. They also have bags of wheat. They have sugar in number 10 cans, so that's great. You have your baking essentials in number 10 cans, peanut butter, things like this, so dehydrated apples, there's dehydrated onions, and I absolutely love having a variety of these cans and their contents in my long-term food storage. I also have beans. On this shelf, it looks like I have a majority of wheat, so wheat berries. I also have flour right down here and granulated sugar. So I really focused on my baking essentials with my number 10 cans, but I also have some snacks like these sliced dehydrated apples. And what is so amazing about these is storage life. Estimated to be 30 years when stored at 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 degrees Celsius, or below. Nutrition facts reflect nutrient content at time of packaging. Nutrient content and product quality may decrease over time, although product is designed to help sustain life through estimated storage life. So I love this. 30 years, yes, maybe some nutrients are lost, but these are still going to be good because they are properly canned up in this number 10 can. With long-term food storage or any food storage, the main things that are going to be your issues are light, moisture, and oxygen. So that's why we will store things in dark places, store things like off of cement. You don't want it in a moist place. Water literally ruins everything. And then oxygen. So that's why we use oxygen absorbers in things like Mylar bags for rice. And let's see, I have wheat berries in my Mylar bags and a whole lot of other things. These are wheat berries, so hard white wheat berries, and hard white wheat berries are going to be used for your breads. There's also soft white wheat berries. Yes, soft, there's another word, but those are used for like your cakes and your pastries. So I have a lot of hard white wheat, but I also just have a variety because you never know what kind of disaster you could run into. Maybe there's a shortage on wheat, which we're all told there's going to be a shortage on wheat, but this, I turn back here, estimated to be 30 plus years when stored at 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 degrees Celsius or below. So I take extra precaution to have these stored in a cool place like my cellar down here. It is rather cool in my basement. I'm a little partial because I feel like the number 10 cans are the easiest way to store for your long-term food storage. They're easy to get if you have a Bishop's storehouse near you. There's also other companies that sell number 10 can storage goods for long-term food storage, so you can check that out, but these are easy to stack. I absolutely love these with the variety you can get, whereas, which I'm about to show you, the 5-gallon buckets with the Mylar bags, they're kind of a pain in my butt, but you can do them DIY, and they also have good costs on these. Good costs on these number 10 cans, and at the Bishop's Storehouse, they keep it relatively affordable because they want it to be available to everybody. Love, love, love. 10 out of 10 would check them out. So let's go check out my 5-gallon buckets and my Mylar bags, which is another great way for long-term food storage in your food storage. I have a lovely stack of 5-gallon buckets. In your food storage, long-term, short-term, middle layer, I would recommend getting 5-gallon food storage buckets, food-safe buckets. They come in handy whether you put sugar in here to use regularly in your kitchen. Love these. But so right here I have, what is this? Hard red wheat, and then I have the date from when I put these in here. They're in a Mylar bag, which I just used a straightener to put heat on here to clasp that together. I have the appropriate cc of oxygen absorber in here, but there are certain oxygen absorbers that you'll use for different size of bags. So I have a lot of wheat that I stored up over winter. And something very important to note, for your 5-gallon buckets or anything that you would be storing on cement, do not store it directly on cement. Cement will whisk moisture up into your buckets. So I have a separator of cardboard to keep it off directly cement. And what will moisture do? It will ruin your food storage. Never store anything directly on cement. Here is my freeze dryer, which I absolutely love. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I haven't used it as much this summer just because I realized that it also heats up my house and I don't have air conditioning. So my next project is to get like 5 super strong buff people to come and help me move this downstairs to my basement. But what my freeze dryer has given me is lots of goods. So these are Mylar bags. I have oxygen absorbers in here. I got raspberries in here. I got some raw milk. I got a lot of raw milk, I think. More raspberries. Raw milk. And these are long term. I use this. This came with my freeze dryer. This is what heats up and stamps the top of my Mylar bags. I have peas. I have mixed veggies. Blueberries, raspberries. I am the worst person in the whole entire world because I didn't label this. Oh, it's raw milk, I can already tell. Wow, don't make my mistake. Always label your freeze-dried goods. Okay, more mixed veggies. So these bags behind me are why the 5-gallon buckets and the Mylar bags are a pain in the butt for me, because it's kind of a project for me, at least, transferring the contents into the Mylar bags and then using the straightener to seal them off and the oxygen absorbers. So I still have yet to get around to these. These are on my to-do list, but this is just an example of the different kinds of your long-term food storage. One thing that you can do with your long-term food storage is to also take things from your short-term food storage, like these noodles would be, and to put them into your long-term food storage. So you can do pasta, put them into Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, and then you're gonna have pasta for a very long time. Or you can cook up this pasta, make your favorite dish, your favorite spaghetti, and if you have a freeze dryer, you can freeze dry that dish, put it in a Mylar bag, and then you're gonna have spaghetti for a long time. So be thinking of that with your long-term food storage and taking other items to make them long-term so you don't waste anything. That is my long-term food storage. I hope that y'all have a better idea of what a long-term food storage consists of, and it's gonna look different for you than it does for me. I really love the Bishop storehouses from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, because those number 10 cans, amazing, and they have great prices. And as you can see, the Mylar bags and the 5-gallon buckets are kind of a vice for me, but the 5-gallon buckets and the Mylar bags allow me to have more variety of something that I would want, like my raw milk. And that's why I love my freeze dryer, which I will be using through the winter. It's just been a little tough in my no AC house because the freeze dryer definitely makes things hot. And when my house is already hot, then it becomes like the Sahara Desert. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that these videos help you. I think everybody should have a food storage. It's super important. No matter where you're at, what stage of life you're in, you can start somewhere. And have an absolutely amazing day, and don't do anything a Gubba wouldn't do. Bye!